Hello, everybody. Hello. I want to see the chat light up here or the question box light up here. I want to see everybody saying hi. Hello, everyone. Kat Simpson, Crystal Constance. Hello, Amy Hale, Mary Thomas. Hello, everybody. Janet Showen. Where y'all from? Tell me where y'all from. Sharon Sherling. I hope I said that right. Crystal Constance again. Sean Chisholm from Cleveland, Ohio. We got people from San Jose, California. We got Asia Delani. We got people from Ohio, Alabama. Oh, right here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Very nice, very nice. Good evening, everybody. If I can get some people to hashtag ITQ 2019, because guess what? Those just came out. So I hope some of you guys got your cabins, and don't worry if you guys heard that it's sold out. It is not. So it is not sold out. I know everybody is so frantic about getting a spot. So in case I want to put those rumors to rest that it's sold out because it is not sold out. Okay, so just look out for your emails and stuff for additional cabins to open up. But good evening, everyone. I want to get started with the intro to this webinar. And if you guys don't know me already, my name is Ariana Hernandez. I am the marketing assistant with IntelliTravel.com. I work just under Kara Minson, our director or vice president of marketing. I want to welcome all of you guys here. You are IntelliTravel agents to the interactive webinar and hashtag ITQ 2019. Yeah, available right now. So I just want to let you guys know that this is just another one of your exclusive, inspirational, educational, fun events just for you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you for taking the time out of your busy, busy evenings to join us here and to help grow your travel business and opportunities. Like I said, 2019 is open, ITQ, so you guys look out for those emails. We had a lot of great feedback from last year, so I'm really excited for what 2019 definitely has to offer. But of course, tonight we are going to make your time even more valuable by delivering you an education that is sure to expand your book of business in 2018. You will be experiencing a cruise line that owns its unique differences. So make sure you join us here every Tuesday night for these awesome webinars to get hands-on training with the top travel providers out there, which are our preferred partners in travel. Be sure to watch your emails and see the excellent online events calendar that yours truly puts in your back office at IntelliTravel.com for more special guest appearances by our travel partners on our weekly Tuesday night and now Thursday night webinars just like this one. Or what you can do is download our IntelliTravel agent training app for the weekly podcasts. And just so you guys know, this training is brought to you free by IntelliTravel.com. All of our webinars also are archived and available for replay in the IntelliTutorial section of the back office. So if you guys think you need to be writing everything down, you can put your pencils down, pencils, pens, whatever you write with, quill, because you will be able to see it again for free whenever and wherever you want. Now, at the end of tonight's event, there will be a live Q&A session with our special guest. But of course, with so many attendees this evening, it's not possible to open up phone lines without interrupting the webinar. So what you can do is you can submit those questions using the question box found in the control panel at the right of your screen at any time during the presentation, and we will read and answer as many as possible. And don't forget, there will be a drawing for a prize during that Q&A at the end there. But the catch is you have to still be present on the webinar at that time to win. So make sure you're here. Oh, and also you have to be paying attention. I can tell when people are or are not paying attention. So, just a little fun fact and secret for you guys. So, lastly, you can watch the chat box in the control panel for more important information from tonight's event, like addresses, phone numbers, or other valuable IntelliTravel updates and reminders. But now that I've gotten that out of the way, I would love to bring on the real expert in the cruise line who stands out and who wears their unique badge with such pride. And your trainer this evening, your business development manager with Holland America Line, Sarah Perez. Sarah, how are you this evening?
I am doing wonderful. I'm very excited to join all of the Intel travel agents tonight, and especially because I'm talking about a wonderful destination that I'm sure everybody wants to learn about. So, well, do I have the green light to start my webinar or
You
or
have the
what?
green light. It is all yours, Sarah.
Very good. Thank you so much, Ariana, and thank you everyone that is joining us tonight. I know you guys are so busy, and I know those of you that have been struggling with the flight cancellations yesterday. I know. Oh my God. So thank you so much, because after having to struggle with all of that and still have time to learn about a supplier and a destination, that really talks great about yourself and how professional you guys are. So as you may be aware, we're going to be talking about specifically Alaska, which is a very important destination for Holland America. However, I would like to give a brief introduction of our brand in general for those of you that may not be familiar. But well, in case you were wondering what I looked like, so here you have my picture. So this is me, and
Oh,
I
look at
am
that
your
picture.
yeah, I know. I know. I have big hair, and actually, that day was under control. It was actually wonderful that day because it was very dry, but whatever is humid is like twice that big. So, anyways, I am your business development manager. So, you have my email address there. So, whenever you need any assistance, don't be a stranger. Feel free to reach out. All right. And well, as I mentioned before jumping into Alaska, I would like to tell you about Holland American Line and the areas of distinction, which are those key selling points that help us stand out over the rest of the cruise line. So we have our carefully crafted journeys. We sail to 7 continents, actually. Even though we're focusing in Alaska today, just bear in mind that anywhere your clients want to go to, we are going there already. We have more than 500 carefully crafted itineraries. We visit more than 400 ports of calls in over 100 countries. We have legendary journeys, signature experiences for pre and post for your customers. And we are first in Alaska. And this is why I'm so excited to talk to you about this wonderful destination today. We also have a great culinary experience. So Holland America Line offers the most complete and immersive culinary experience at sea. And you know, one of the things that I would say the number one feedback that I get from all of the travel partners and their clients is how great our culinary experience is, the wide variety and the quality and presentation of our product. We have a culinary council with several of them are actually they're Michelin star chefs. We also have our dining room, which is a everyday excellence experience. And the dining room is just called the dining room. You know, it's funny because sometimes when I'm doing ship inspections and I tell the travel partners, okay, we're meeting at 12 at the dining room. They're like, Sarah, so what's the name of the dining room? Well, it's just the dining room. So it's very easy to remember. We also have the Pinnacle Grill, which is our amazing steakhouse. Stunning place, outstanding service, but most especially they have great steaks and great cuts. We also have Canaletto, which is our Italian restaurant. For those clients or those of you who love Pan Asian food as I do, we have Tamarind with amazing Thai cuisine. And we also have our burger place, which is called Diving Burgers. We also have New York Pizza. And also we have the 24-hour in-room dining. This is complimentary, so it's one of our key selling points as well. So it's very important to keep in mind. And well, the culinary experience is not only limited to what your clients are going to eat while on board, but it's also about what they're going to learn. We have a great partnership with America's Test Kitchen, so your customers they can attend to an onboard show and classes while they're sailing. So that's very exciting. Our exclusive entertainment and enrichment. This is very important for us, and we are very excited because of the great partnerships that we have, such as the Lincoln Center stage. So if you have customers that they enjoy chamber music, classic music, then they can attend to our Lincoln Center stage, and these are real performers from Lincoln Center that they're now playing aboard Holland America. Billboard on Board is another great venue of ours. So we have the dueling piano, and they're singing hits from the 60s till now. And my personal favorite, the BB King's Blues Club. This is an amazing venue that we have aboard Holland America. Everybody sings and dances all night long. And as well, here we have real performers from BB King's Club that they're now playing aboard Holland America. We also have a great partnership with the O Magazine, the Oprah Magazine. So we have O Magazine inspired onboard programming. So we have meditation classes, Love That, which is basically a fashion show. So we invite guests to be models and also to attend these fashion shows. So I happened to do that when I sailed about 2 months ago. It was very, very fun. And also a very nice way to get a free glass of champagne. So just bear that in mind. And well, these are just it's a brief summary of the partnerships that I just mentioned. A great one that I really love because I love wine is Blend by Chateau Saint Michel. And we have this aboard Koningsdam, and very soon we will have it aboard new Statendam, which is our new ship that she's coming in December. So on Blend by Chateau Saint Michel, your customers will be able to blend their own wine. So they teach them how to blend. They actually can create their own blend, and they can take this bottle and drink this bottle in any of our restaurants whenever, as long as they have any wine left. Probably mine will be done by the middle of the day. But anyways, alrighty. And something very important about Holland America Line, and I would say is something that everybody talks about, is the classic style. We have a timeless elegance, spacious mid-sized sheets, and gracious service. And when I say spacious mid-sized sheet, notice that our staterooms are 25% larger than the rest of the ships or the cruise line. So we're very, very proud of that. And our ships, they're mid-sized. This is very important, and especially because of the destination that we're going to be talking about today. Sailing on a mid-sized ship is like sailing on the right size ship. So the smallest ship, which is Princendam, she holds up to 835 guests, while the largest one, Koningsdam, she holds up to 2,600 guests. So we're still considered within the mid-sized range cruise lines. And later, as we go over Alaska, you will learn how important this is whenever your clients are sailing to Alaska. All right, so let's start talking about the Great Land and why you should consider a land and sea journey. You guys are already doing a great job selling the cruise portion, but what I want to highlight here on this slide is how much money or how much more you could be doing if you book your customers in a land and sea journey or a land and sea journey in the Yukon. So here the chart you have, it's just an example of based on a 14% commission. Of course, when it comes to IntelliTravel, we pay a 15% commission. But it's just for you to get an idea. So let's say that based on a 14% commission, you're booking your clients in a veranda stateroom. Your commission would be, well, $292 or $300 and something based on the IntelliTravel commission. But whenever you book the land and sea journey, you will be getting double of what you would be getting only by booking the 7-day cruise. So this is just an incentive for you to get your clients to book the land and sea journey. And let's say that you convince your customers to book the land and sea journey and also to add the Yukon portion. So look at what a great commission you would be getting by booking the veranda stateroom. It's $1,300 on commission. Actually, it will be higher, as I said, because IntelliTravel has a higher commission. It's a 15% commission. So this is a great incentive for you guys to sell the land and sea journey and the land and sea plus the Yukon portion. But now let me tell you how you should convince your clients to do the land and sea portion. Okay. In your case, you will get a great commission. But now let's talk about why travel to Alaska and the Yukon. And well, as you know, it is as spectacular as people imagine. It's a place everybody wants to go. Think about it. I think it's in everyone's bucket list. It's a little bit exotic, I would say. And in people's minds, it is safe. It is very safe to travel to Alaska. It's one of the most beautiful places on earth. They have amazing mountains, incredible glaciers advancing into the water. And well, what can you see, or what can your clients see? We have the towering mountains. We have the ancient glaciers. And well, the glaciers that are advancing into the water, there's a lot of wilderness. And well, everybody has the chance to see a wildlife while they're sailing to Alaska, especially if they do the land portion. So a lot of people ask, when is the best time to go to Alaska? And well, the best answer is when you're able to spend the most time. So research show that if a cruise visitor do return to the north, they will visit new places and not return to places they've already experienced, lending even more weight to the more take your time 2-day message. So regardless of when people travel, we always recommend dressing like an onion. So many layers. Temperatures in Alaska, they can range from 40 to 100 degrees and can change dramatically even within the same day. So if they have a combination of T-shirts and heavier shirts, sweaters, and outer layer, these will prepare your customers to dress up for any weather occasion. So let's talk about going to Alaska during spring. And spring in Alaska is May through early June. It is a beautiful time in the north. They have fresh snow still blankets the mountains down to their base, making them appear much larger than later in the summer when they are much less imposing. They have the wildflowers and wildlife abound as the land awakens after a long winter sleep. Fewer visitors and shoulder season pricing are also incentives for traveling this time of the year. And the temperatures as well, they're a bit cooler this time of the year, but the rewards are worth it. When is the best time to go to Alaska? Well, let's talk about summer then. And summer in Alaska is considered mid-June through late August. So there's a good reason why this is a peak season. The days are warmer and the daylight it's like it never ends. So this presents a great value message if you're willing to give up a little bit of sleep in favor of seeing what you came to see. You can see the sights almost literally around the clock during this period. And another option, of course, is during the fall. And the fall in Alaska is considered late August through September. And well, the fall is a magical time in the north as the days begin to get noticeably shorter and the land prepares for the coming winter. There is a saying in Alaska that in the fall, every leaf turns into a flower. The tundra itself blazes with bright yellows and reds, just as the first new snow. And the most interesting part, at least for me, while sailing to Alaska during the fall, is the chances to see the northern lights. So for me, actually, this is when I'm planning to do a big family group to Alaska in 2019. I definitely want to do the fall because I don't want to miss the northern lights. Okay, so let's learn about Alaska and the Yukon. And well, we have the Alaska cruises, 7 and 14 days. We also have the 10 to 15-day Denali Land and Sea. We also have 10 to 20-day Yukon Denali Land and Sea journeys. And we also have the Seattle Journey Connector. And we also have an hour flight from Fairbanks to Dawson City and direct to Denali. And oh my God, so many options, but we said that we were gonna make this easy for you. So don't worry. I understand that having so many options sometimes you don't know where to start when it comes to Alaska, but let's start from the basic, okay? So Alaska is a big place, as you all maybe will aware. Even if people have an idea where Alaska is, only a few of them truly comprehend its true size. These actually overlay actually understate the reality since it's missing about 400 miles of the Aleutian island chain. So if you were to add the Yukon, actually, which is roughly the size of California. So these graphic together, the two, Alaska and the Yukon, would be larger than half of the lower 48 states. So this is why the questions such as what's the weather like in Alaska this is a very difficult question to answer. It's like comparing the weather in Miami and Seattle. So it just depends. So we have many, when it comes to the cruise in a land and sea portion of Alaska. On the sea portion, we have the option of having a 3-day cruise northbound or 4-day cruise southbound, which is the red line that you see right here. The cruises is probably what you're more familiar with because we have a lot of competition going on. And it's the 7-day cruise that's a northbound or a southbound in the blue line here. Okay, so I also wanted to highlight the option just to give you an overview. There is a train involved when you do the land and sea portion when you're heading up to Denali, and also the train from Whitehorse down to Skagway or vice versa. And we also have the motor coach as well from Denali to Fairbanks, and also from Dawson City to Whitehorse if your customers are choosing to do the Yukon, which they should, because we already learned that's great commission. And there is also an airplane. There's an airplane involved in between Fairbanks and Dawson. So if your clients don't want to take the motor coach, they can fly to Dawson City, and it's just an hour flight. Okay, so Holland America Line has more Alaska experience than any other cruise line. We offer more Alaska experience than like I mentioned, than any other cruise line. Plus, we've been in Alaska since 1947. Not cruising necessarily, but we were touring people and taking guests to Alaska before even Alaska was a state. We just had our 70th year anniversary, so we're very, very proud of that. So I believe Holland America Line knows one thing or two when it comes to Alaska. So you will be working with the most experienced cruise line whenever you're booking your customers with us. All right, so we have more options, and we have been continuously awarded for being the best cruise line in Alaska and having the best itineraries. So we have the Alaska Cruises option, but we also have the Denali option and the Yukon and the Denali. Okay, so let's talk about the cruise only portion. As I mentioned earlier, we have 7 and 14-day options. And we're sailing aboard spacious, mid-sized ships and legendary services. The size of the ships blends itself very well with cruising with Alaska. And this is because we are able to go to ports that the larger cruises necessarily cannot go to because they have a bigger ship. And these are just some samples for our 2018 Alaska cruise itineraries. We have the Inside Passage. It's a 7-day round-trip Vancouver itinerary aboard Westerdam. We also have the northbound Glacier Discovery. It's a 7-day Vancouver to Seward. We also have the Alaskan Explorer via Hubbard Glacier, and this is a round-trip Seattle 7-day itinerary. And we also have the amazing Great Land Explorer. It's a 14-day itinerary. It's round-trip Seattle. And well, let's talk about the short excursion. So we have, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we pride ourselves to have the best short excursions in Alaska. And well, don't take my word for it. Actually, if you start doing a little bit of research, you'll see that we continuously get awarded for having the best itinerary. So it's not only us that are saying it. So, of course, it's very important to talk about the experience. We're also known for having amazing shore excursions and the river rafting. Another option could be the dog sled, and even your clients, if they want to play with the puppies, they're more than welcome to do that. The flight seeing tours are very, very popular as well. So it's all very, very spectacular when you think about all the wilderness and scenery. Well, we also bring the destination on board. So we don't limit ourselves only to the wilderness and the glaciers, but it's also about how we bring the destination into our ships. So when your clients step on board, the destination experience continues. We have local destination experts on staff. We bring in local entertainment in many, many ports. We do all sorts of things to deliver a more enriching, more comprehensive destination experience. We try to bring the flavors of the destinations on board. And well, this, my friends, is very important. We have more glacier viewing. We have the more permits to go through Glacier Bay. So this is one of our key selling points when it comes to Alaska, because it's a very important part of the experience. So you guys may be familiar with this, but there is a different glacier viewing, and Holland America has the bay permits. So we have a full day of ranger narration in Glacier Bay. Something very important is that we open our bow. So one of the benefits of sailing with a mid-sized ship is that we open up the bow of the ship to have our guests to see closer to the glacier. So even though you didn't book your customers in a veranda category, which we always recommend anyways, but let's say that they did not book a veranda, there is still the chance to get out and experience the glaciers. Opening the bow of our ships and having plenty of room to view is definitely a trademark of our size advantage. So let's talk about the glacier experience. The glaciers themselves, there are three kinds when cruising. So the Sawyer Glaciers of Tracy Arm, which is quite an amazing thing to see in advancing into the ocean. We also have Hubbard Glacier, and this is the second one, which is about a mile long of ice. It's a very, very interesting experience. And we also have the Glacier Bay National Park, but these, without a doubt, is the highest rated glacier experience. And it's, like I mentioned earlier, this is on Glacier Bay National Parks. And remember that Holland America is the cruise line with the more permits to get into the Glacier Bay National Park. So I hope you remember this, and these might be questions that we may ask later, just saying. Alrighty, so let's talk about Denali and the land and sea journey. So we have more time at Denali. So why do I have a Mona Lisa picture here? I don't get it. Well, I think I do, and I'll tell you why. So whenever you're booking your clients for Paris, they tell you, hey, I want to go and see the Mona Lisa. Well, you book them to Paris, you book the flight, you book the hotels. They buy the tickets to the Louvre, and for sure they will see the Mona Lisa. Now, it's not the same when it comes to Denali. Unfortunately, the nature does not always cooperate. So you have to give your client or yourself some extra time in Denali to see the mountain. So because of this, Holland America Line has a larger experience when it comes to Denali. So we always recommend, even though we do have a one-day Denali land and sea portion, we always suggest to do at least 2 days in Denali, so you have and your clients have higher the chances to see the mountain. All right, so let's talk about the Tundra Wilderness Tour. It is very important to mention that most of the cruise lines, they usually do, the majority of the excursions, they take this blue line. I'm not sure if you can see the arrow, but the majority of the excursions, they take this blue line, which ends in Primrose. So they don't necessarily get to see the wilderness. They don't necessarily get to get into Denali, in the Denali Park. So our tour, we don't charge extra, and we take our guests through Stony Hill. So we will take your guests up to here. So they really have the chance to see more wilderness and actually experience Denali and to view the McKinley Mountain. So another important reason to book Holland America and the land portion with for your customers. All right, and well, we have our amazing Denali Square at the McKinley Chalet Resort. This is a 60-acre McKinley Chalet Resort property at the gates of the Denali National Park. So here your clients, they can dine, they can relax. This is basically, we call it like the Denali living room. And this is because this is where your clients socialize. So it's more of a social atmosphere. They have the fire pit, they have a restaurant, they have artists, so they have a live performance. And this is how your guests will relax. We also have our amazing McKinley Explorer rail car, and this is just the best way to see Alaska. Honestly, it's like being in a Holland America cruise, and that is because there's a lot of space in the cruise. There's a lot of space in this amazing train, and also your customers, they will have the chance to dine on the McKinley Explorer. So quite of an experience when it comes to Alaska. So great land dining plan. So enjoy peace of mind and convenience. And guys, let me tell you, meals can be rather expensive in Alaska, so it's better to have that peace of mind and buy the land dining plan. So they have breakfast, including a menu entree and gratuity. They get the box lunch on Denali Tundra Wilderness Tour, lunch on the McKinney Explorer with entree, non-alcoholic beverage, and gratuity. Dinner, including soup or salad, entree, non-alcoholic beverage, dessert, and gratuity. And they also get a triple Denali dining plans, also including Music of Denali dinner theater. So as I mentioned, meals can be very, very expensive in Alaska. So why not including these to your customers' land package? All right, so let's talk about Yukon and Denali. So this is an exclusive Yukon program and very important. Holland America Line is the only cruise line that will take your customers to the Yukon. So if they want to do that, they want to take that extra step, definitely Holland America Line is the cruise line to go with. So we have 3 easy steps when it comes to choosing the land and sea package for your customers. So first, the step 1 is choosing the number of nights in Denali. So to make it easier for you, let's just talk about these first 3 steps. So choose the number of nights of Denali. So if they want to do a quick tour of Denali, the D7, it's an option. So they will have 1 day in Denali. But as I mentioned earlier, if they really want to have higher chances to see the mountain, if they really want to do and immerse themselves into the park, and they want to do many excursions, we always suggest to do at least 2 days in Denali. So they can do the double Denali and triple Denali, and at the end of the day, this is going to be more commission for you. We also have the step 2, which will be choosing Denali. Is it going to be Denali focus, or is it going to be Yukon focus? So when it comes to Denali, if they're only going to do the Denali portion, it's about immersing into the Great Land. And they can do the 7-day cruise on a glacier, the Glacier Discovery Cruise. Now, when it comes to the Yukon is more about the Gold Rush, Klondike. They will have the Denali's must-see wilderness. They will have a journey host from Holland America, so they will always have someone there to assist them. And we have the 3, 4, or 7-day Inside Passage cruise. And step 3, choose land first or cruise first. So as if you've been through our Alaska books or Alaska brochures and itineraries, you will see, oh my God, so many options. But at the end of the day, this is up to your customers. So let's say they want to do the Y2. if they wanted to do the land first, so they will fly into Anchorage. They will have a triple Denali, and then they will take the motor coach to Fairbanks, and then to fly into Dawson for an hour, and then the White Horse, take the motor coach to White Horse, and then heading to Skagway, and then they will have a 4-day cruise after that, so they can relax whenever they did all these short excursions, and they can end their entire experience relaxing at the cruise. So that's one option. Or it could be the cruise first. So they can fly into Vancouver, then we'll go through the Inside Passage, and then Juneau, and then head to Skagway. They will take their railway to Whitehorse, and then Dawson City. So it just depends. I think it's a personal preference, honestly. So it's up to whatever your clients want to do. In my personal case, I prefer the land first, because that way I always need to have a relaxing time so I can feel that I actually went on vacation. So, but at the end of the day, it just depends on what your clients want to do. And we also have the Seattle Journey Connector. So in case your clients prefer to begin and end in Seattle, it's very easily done. So they can overnight in Seattle. The airfare between Seattle, we'll take care of the airfare between Seattle and Alaska, and then we'll also have the motor coach between Seattle and Vancouver. And well, in case you want to become an expert when it comes to Alaska, I know many of you have actually completed our Holland America Academy, but we are very excited because very recently we added a new course, which is the Alaska course. So this is a 15 to 20-minute program. Of course, we have the entire academy, but if you want to only focus on the Alaska course, you can absolutely do that. So all you have to do is go to gohow.com, which is the best place to find everything when it comes to Holland America. And then you can take this training. Again, like I said, the Alaska training will take up to 20 minutes. So it's not going to take too much of your time, because I know you guys are very busy. And well, you can also, how to identify customers for Alaska land and sea journeys. So you might consider those customers who have been reluctant to cruise. So, and why? Well, because you can tell them about the combination of land and sea. So it's not necessarily that they're going to be 7 or 14 days in a cruise. They will also have the land experience, which is very important. And also for those customers who enjoy coach tours in Europe or elsewhere, this is another option, because they will also be escorted, especially for all the short excursions that we have available. Or let's say that they're celebrating any major event in their life, retirement, anniversary, birthday, promotion. So just think about these customers as potential clients for selling Alaska land and sea journeys. And well, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the OnStage Alaska or the Online Alaska program, but these are great opportunities that we offer to our travel partners. So if you live in a close community and you have somewhere where you can make a presentation, we can put this together for you. So we bring Alaska experts. Actually, these are the staff that are working in Alaska during the Alaska season. So we will bring these speakers to a venue that you choose, so we can have a presentation. You can invite your clients. So let me tell you that we've been running this program for years, and most of the agencies that book with Holland America, the ones that are more successful when it comes to Alaska, they say 70% of my business actually has come from doing these on-stage Alaska events. So like I said, we will bring the speakers. In many cases, they are performers in Alaska. So, I have a very funny story. When I started working with Holland America, on my first week on the job, I had to attend to one of the on-stage Alaska events for one of our travel partners. They had about 60 guests that they had invited. And well, they introduced me to the speakers that they were doing the presentation. And I remember they said, "Oh yeah, because we are performers. So we flew in this morning." Then I thought to myself, by then I had so many questions that I was afraid to ask. But then I thought to myself, what do they mean that they're performers? Well, all of a sudden they start the presentation and they started to play the guitar and to sing. So, because this is what they do at the Denali Square. So, not only will they go through what are the advantages of going to Alaska and when's the best time of the year to go, but they will also put a great show for your guests. So as I said, this is a great asset that we have available for you, our travel partners. So if you would like to put together an onstage Alaska, just feel free to email me. We will try to find a date that works for you. You will only have to find a venue and to commit to bring at least 50 guests. And of course, whenever we do the onstage Alaska and these presentations for your clients, we will offer a great promotion so they are able to book within the following 2 weeks after they attend to these presentations. So we will give them an extra incentive in order to book right after they attend to these presentations. So just think about it and let me know if you would like to do something like this. Okay, well, Holland America Line is #1 in Alaska. So this is just an article that we have by FR. So we were the winner for the FR Traveler's Choice Award for being #1 in Alaska. So as I said, it's not only myself. Don't take my word for it. You will see that we've been awarded very, very often because of our itineraries and our short excursions. And well, so you are ready to book Alaska after my webinar. Just bear in mind that currently we are pushing our Alaska Land and Sea Exploration event. So these will be valid by April 2nd. Your clients will receive hundreds of dollars in extra. So basically, this applies to every 2018 Alaska Land and Sea journey. So your clients will be getting $100 in air credit. They will also be getting 100 Denali dollars. This means that whenever they are in Denali, if they want to use this money for dinner or short excursions or just to buy a gift, a souvenir, they can use the Denali dollars for that. And if they do the Yukon portion, they will be getting $100,000. And it's the same as the Denali dollars. They can use it for short excursions and dinners, etc. Remember, this will be valid by April 2nd. So I hope you take advantage. We're about to start Alaska season, so we're very, very excited. And we also are currently promoting our Seize the Day offer. So this is basically a low fare, non-refundable deposit. And so I hope you are able to take advantage of this, especially for the Alaska Land and Sea, which is just around the corner, the Alaska season. And this offer will also be valid booking by April the 2nd. Okay, so let's talk about groups. This is very important. Actually, I've been working with a couple of IntelliTravel agents, blocking groups, and let me tell you guys, this is a very easy way to make money. So what constitutes a group? What does Holland America Line considers to be a group? Well, a standard group for us is 5 staterooms, which is the minimum to be eligible for GAP amenities. And well, 8 staterooms qualifies for a tour conductor. We require a group deposit, which is $50 per stateroom, but this is for groups larger than 32 guests, okay? So 16 staterooms. Sometimes we understand when you're working from home, maybe you might not have the money to actually make the bulk deposit. So we can always take a look at waiving the deposit. So these are always things that we can take a look at. And well, the groups are reviewed by Holland America Line 150 days from sailing, and again 120 days, and then 90 days from sailing. And we have GAP points, which must be used by 90 days from the departure date. Now, I will tell you everything about the GAP points because I'm sure some of you may be wondering, what is the GAP points? What is all of that? What is she talking about? All right, so the GAP is how we call our groups program. So it's basically Group Advantage Program. So this enables you to customize your groups with the most robust program of amenities. So we have 39 amenities in total. And the way our groups usually work is that each sailing has a certain number of GAP points. So let's say they may have 3 gap points or 4 gap points or 5 gap points. It just depends on the sailing. But later you will be able to use these points towards amenities. So let's say that you would like to have a cocktail party for your group, or maybe you want them to have dinner at the Pinnacle Grill, or maybe you would like them to have a bottle of sparkling wine in their stateroom. We have 39 different options for you to choose from, but every sailing has its amount of gap points. So that's what it means when I'm talking about points and gap points. We have a very interesting program that is called Connections, and this is basically for small affinity groups. So it's 24 guests or less, and the tour conductor ratio is actually 1 for every 10 lower berths, and the group will be able to get a maximum of 2 TC or tour conductors. Whenever we do the Connections program, we add 2 extra gap points for each group. So all you have to do is email me. So let's say that you have 3 cabins booked or 4 cabins booked, and maybe you think that this does not qualify to be handled as a group. Well, it does. So you have to, of course, this is cabins that are sailing together, okay? So all you have to do is email me. It's like, hey, Sarah, I have this party of 6. It's 3 cabins. They're all friends and they're sailing together. Can you please add the extra points so I can get them some amenities, and can we lower the TC because I would like to book 3 extra cabins so we can apply for the tour conductor. So just let me know. And well, just so you get ideas of what a small affinity group may be, it might be a quilting group or bridge players, educational seminars, dance camps, church groups. There's a lot of possibilities. We also have the affinity group packages. So let's say that you have weddings or a honeymoon or a family reunion. So we have special packages for these type of occasions. And we also have the Gap Plus offer. So as I mentioned earlier, each of our sailings, they have gap points that you can use for amenities. Well, some sailings are part of our Gap Plus offer. That means that you will get even more points than usual. Each cabin will get a bottle of sparkling wine. You will earn 1 extra % bonus commission if the group sails with 5 or more staterooms, and the tour conductor is 1 for every 15 lower berths. And well, why booking group EHC tours? Why booking short excursions with Holland America? Well, when it comes to groups, we always net the price, so you won't have to. You will be able to mark up the prices to build your commission. So whenever you're doing groups, always check with our EHC tours or Exploration Central or short excursions, which is basically what it is at the end of the day. But always check because we will give you net pricing. All right, and well, we also have our group support. We have an amazing department. I have to say that every time I talk to my travel partners that they regularly do groups, they love our groups department. These are very, very professional people. They're dedicated to make your group successful. They're very, very fast. They're always available to answer any questions. And they have pre-calls with ship services and the ship prior to sailing. So let's say that you have an event on board. You will have conference calls before they sail. So we will take care of your group and make sure that everything runs smoothly. And when we have our partnerships, which is our GoHow.com, this is basically our travel trade website. So believe me, guys, most of your questions, the answers, you will find them when you go to GoHow.com. So here, if you want to download images, if you want to download videos because you would like to share on your social media pages, or maybe you would like to share with your customers, it is available on GoHow.com. Also, very important, our appreciation fairs, they are available on GoHow.com. If you want to learn more about groups, and if you want to do our Holland America Line Academy, you will be able to get access through gohow.com. So that is all I have to share with you today, and just to thank you everybody for your attention, and thank you Ariana for helping me put this amazing webinar together for IntelliTravel agents.
Of course, of course. That was a very, very informative and educational webinar. Absolutely. You guys definitely have a lot of stuff for Alaska, and just a lot to say about Alaska, and a lot to offer in general. So thank you so much, Sarah, for you taking the time out of your busy schedule to, educate us all about what Holland America has to offer when it comes to Alaska. But I want to get into the Q&A for a little bit. So guys, show me what you got here with some questions, and we will have a prize drawing here. So while I am looking through questions, do you want to tell some of the agents, or tell the agents what the prize is? And it's so cool.
It is very cool. And Ariana, actually, when I told you what the prize was going to be, you were like, what?
Yeah.
It's a very different prize, but for us, it's very important. So, because we're talking about Alaska here, so our prize is going to be smoked salmon. So I know this is a very, very odd prize to give away, but it has to do with Alaska. And actually, they packed this in Alaska. So it's Captain Jim. So it's very, very popular. Actually, every time people go to Alaska, they get many, many cans with them to bring back home. So we're giving away a package that brings 3 big cans of Captain Jim smoked salmon.
Very cool. I think that is really different, really cool. So I hope you guys are excited for this. So let's go into and start with the Q&A here. So first question is, I've got a few of these. Would you mind just go ahead and show your email address or your contact info for us?
Absolutely. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, can you let me know if you see it?
I see it. Perfect.
Okay, great.
And my next question that I have a few of as well is there a charge for the on-stage presentation?
There is not a charge at all. The only thing that we ask our travel partners is to commit to bring at least 50 guests. The travel partner will need to find the venue, but we will bring the presenters. We will fly them into whatever city you are located. We will pay for their flight, hotel transfer, and hotel and food and beverage. So we bring the presenters. You just find the venue, invite at least 50 guests. Now, there is a $500 refundable deposit. Okay, so this is only for the agency to commit, but it is 100% refundable. So if there is not a cost necessarily involved, there is a $500 deposit, but like I said, it will be refunded.
Perfect. I've got another, thank you for that question for the few that asked. I have, I'm trying to group these questions together here. I'm getting a lot of variations of the same question. And I know that you said this earlier, but for the agents who joined a little late, when do you think is the best time to travel to Alaska?
Well, actually, yeah, it's true because we went through that presentation. Let me see if I can find my slide, because the best time to travel to Alaska is whenever your clients have the most time available in their hands. So it just depends. So during spring in Alaska, which is from May through June, so it's still a little bit chilly. However, is when all the wilderness it's coming out. All of the flowers are blooming. And then we have our summer when the days are larger. Actually, it's always daylight basically, and it tends to be a little warmer. And then my favorite for me, which is the fall, but that's because I am so in love with the northern lights. So it just depends on what your clients are looking for. I mean, the warmer time to go to Alaska is definitely during summer. Um, but honestly, I suggest that whenever your clients have the most time available during the Alaska season, that is the best time to go because they definitely need to do the land portion and spend as much time as they can in Denali in order to see the mountain, to have higher chances to see the mountain.
Perfect. So thank you guys for that question. Next question I'm getting a lot of are there any fishing tours at all?
There are fishing tours, absolutely. So why don't we do this, Ariana? Can I send
Mm-hmm.
you the list of shore excursions so you can share with the agents later?
Yes, absolutely. I can see
Yeah,
about
so I'll be
writing
very
that out.
happy to share the list of shore excursions with Ariana so she can forward it to you. But yes, there's definitely fishing excursions.
Perfect. Let's see here. How can some of the agents go about getting anything like any kind of marketing materials for Alaska?
Well, we have rideongohow.com, which is our
Mhm.
travel trade website. They can order them online. So we have a beautiful book. It's our 2018 Alaska brochure. And there you will have a great explanation of Denali, Yukon, our cruise options, the McKinley Explorer, and even the shore excursion options.
Very cool. Okay. Oh no, Sarah. She left. Oh no. It looks like her phone went out, guys. But while we're waiting for her to jump back on real quick, let me see some more questions here. Um, and any questions that maybe you may have for me at
Ariana?
yeah.
It's very odd. Something happened with my phone, and I figured it was going to be faster just to change to computer audio. So I
There you
wonder, yeah, so I wonder what was the last thing you heard I said?
go. That is a great question. I'm not too sure myself. Let's
Don't
see.
worry. Well, I was talking about the Alaska brochures because
Okay, perfect.
there was an agent that asked where they can get the Alaska material. So as I was saying, we have them available on gohow.com, so you can order them online, or you can call to our Seattle office so they can ship it to wherever you are. And also, this is for printed material, but if you would like to have banners, to create banners to promote Alaska, or flyers so you can give them with your friends and your communities, we have a great promo toolkit available for you guys. So you can even add your agency logo. That way you can create these marketing pieces without having to pay for a designer. So all of these is available for you on gohow.com. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and write this website page in my slide so everybody's able to go and let me know, Ariana, if you are able to see the website now.
Yep,
Oops. Okay, it's back
perfect.
now. Here.
There you go. And I actually had a pretty good question here. What do you guys do when it comes to service animals? If somebody has a service animal and they are coming on this ship, do you have any accommodations for that stuff yet?
Ariana, that is a very good question. I have never seen a service animal before on
Mhm.
board, but I will have to verify in case something has changed over the last few months.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna find that out, and then I'll follow up with you so you can share this information with the agents.
Perfect.
Well,
Perfect.
that's a wonderful word. It's
So,
fantastical.
yeah, exactly. Thank you, Dawn, for that question. You stumped Sarah with that one, so I
Yeah,
will.
absolutely.
Um, and I'm getting a lot of this question, of course. And I'm sure that you've spoken about this before, but what do you guys have in terms of accommodations for the handicapped and disabled?
Oh, we have actually Holland America Line is very well known because of our accessible rooms. So we have plenty of accessible rooms in all of our ships. And it's not only about the accessible rooms, but since our ships are very spacious, we are very popular when it comes to finding the right accessible ships in general. So that's definitely not a problem for us. It's totally the opposite. We really do a great job when it comes to accessible and guests with disabilities.
Perfect. Um, I have another question. I'm not sure who the name is here, but is there a charge to be on the veranda to see the close up of the glaciers that you were talking about?
I guess they're referring to the main deck and the bow, and there is no charge for it.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely not. Now, if they want to book a veranda category, there's a higher price rather than an interior cabin and an ocean view. But if they want to go to the bow, that's definitely available to all of our guests at no extra charge.
Perfect. Let's see. Are there special warning? Oh my gosh, a lot of follow-up questions for the disabled here. They're asking if wheelchairs can be brought on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
thought so. I saw quite a few questions pop up, so I just
Yeah,
wanted to make
no, but
confirm.
that's no, that we're actually we do an amazing job there, Ariana. We pride ourselves to be a very friendly cruise line when it comes to accessibility and guests with disabilities. We do a fantastic job.
Perfect. From Debbie Thomas, are the land and sea credits per cabin or per person?
Well, I guess they're talking about the pricing that I showed.
I believe so.
Yeah, so that's per cabin actually. But those pricing are just example. Okay, those are samples. Do not take those pricings as an idea of what the actual pricing are. Okay, because these
Okay.
may vary, it changes all the time.
Perfect. Okay. Alrighty. And for the activities, guys, or the excursions, again, because I'm getting still a few more questions about excursions. Erica, excuse me, Sarah is going to go ahead and forward me a list of the excursions that are available on this cruise. But um, let's see here. I don't see a lot of other questions that have to do with this presentation here. So I am going to wrap this up by going ahead and starting with the the prize pool here. So if you could indulge me, Sarah, in doing a drum roll, please.
Prrrr.
Perfect. I love
That
it.
no, I need to enhance that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Next time I'll do it better. I promise.
And the winner for this evening is Kevin Young. Kevin, congratulations. You are the lucky winner of this salmon. I can't believe it. This
I hope you like fish.
salmon. Yes, I hope you like fish. So, congratulations, Kevin. Again, thank you, Sarah, this evening for being here. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all you wonderful agents again for being here this evening. So, good night, everyone. Good night, Sarah. And if anybody's driving
Bye.
home, drive safe. And Sarah, you're more than welcome to exit out of here. I am just going to, for a minute or two, say bye to everybody. So goodbye, Maxine. Goodbye, Sophia, Rosemary, Bonnie, Leslie. Good night, everybody. And I hope to see you all at ITQ 2019. Deborah, Gwendolyn, Crystal, William, good night. Good night. Oh, yeah, and Clea too. Clea, thank you for saying that, Diane. Anybody who's going to Clea, I will see you at Clea. Good night, Tanya, Francine. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night, Sarah.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care.